You made it, Sol here. Welcome back, everybody. And I'm a little bit late to this video, but I don't really care. I got an arm broken, so we got a lot to go over here. So I'm gonna go quickly as possible for the new season that's gonna be coming up. So first thing is first, the FOV slider for console players. You guys are finally getting it, and that is gonna be fantastic. Hope you guys are gonna enjoy that, so you can actually see more in Dominion. And you know, the game's gonna be a lot easier to an extent because you can see what the heck is going on, and if a raider is gonna be throwing a fire flash at your face. So that's always nice to know. So I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be excited for that. All you console brethrens out there. Hope to see you guys soon in the battlefield. And as a reminder, this is coming on December 15th on the next season, which is next week. The next thing I want to talk about is a Gladiator. Finally, guys, they finally added his old animation back. So if you guys didn't know, Gladiator's TOESTAB used to knock people down if they're out of stamina. So now they decided to add it back. So this means they can add any animations back that they removed. So whatever old animations you guys can think of that they can bring back, let me know in the comments, such as Shinobi's ranged heavies. I would honestly, I think I'd rather prefer fighting ranged heavy Shinobi than one of the best gankers in the entire game, constantly dodging around 24/7. I'd rather be able to parry his range attacks and have him like take full frontal heavies to the face than getting, you know, ganked 24/7 with his sickle rate, in my opinion. Plus, I also really miss Smokeless Dash and dodging like 4 times with his dash attack. It was pretty strong to an extent and very annoying, but I don't know, I'd rather have, I don't know, it's tough. It's a tough call. It's honestly a tough call. But anyways, with this Gladiator buff, I don't know if they're gonna do a heavy attack or allow you to get a light attack. We'll see how it plays out. I think a light attack would be more fair since it is gonna be pretty good after the unbalance for ganks. But with the new changes that Gladiator did get, he did get a buff a while back, like a week or two ago, where his TOESTAB was 500 MS. So this is going to make him a lot more scarier, and a lot of people do run out of stamina in 4v4 all the time anyways, even with the stamina buffs. But since you get all your stamina back after knockdown, it doesn't really matter too much. Quick changes for some of these heroes that I'm going to go over. These are just really quick changes, and I have been asking for this for years, but Lawbringer finally got some huge changes. Now this is going to make him incredibly viable. The front dodge shove, his bash is now 500 MS, down from 700. This goes for his side dodge too. So this is gonna make him, he's already like a B tier hero, or like A tier-ish hero, depending on your skill level, even in 4v4 and 1v1s. But having an actual opener when you're out of stamina, Lawbringer is gonna shred people. We'll see how strong it is and how fast it is, but I'm assuming the animation is literally going to be the same as Gryffindor. And this is going to be a good change for him, you know, he's going to be up in line with the rest of the heroes, and his unblockable is still a scary move, and dodging his chain bash afterwards, I feel like sometimes you can't dodge it, and he can delay it pretty well, where you can get guard broken with an empty dodge. So, I mean, I'm a little bit scared about this, but his punishes are insane still. However, he did get nerfed for his recoveries on his bash attacks, making him in line with the rest of the characters that do have bashes. So we'll see how this plays out in the end. So this is a good buff and a small nerf to his kit, which is great because now it gives him a little bit of offense. So I think I'm literally happy to see these changes. All I want to see now for Christmas is a light chain, for the love of God. Like, he doesn't need the 3 light chains. Like, that's fine, okay? That's fine. Just give me 2 light chains, okay? Light into heavy. I would greatly appreciate that because the light heavy would actually be a good mix-up. Quick changes for Warlord is that his finisher heavies are now going to have faster hyper armor, just like every single hero that got buffed recently with the hyper armor changes. Now they start up right away, basically. It's 100 MS down from 300 MS. That means you can't really interrupt him. You couldn't really interrupt him before, but now it just starts off really quickly, so you need to be careful with that. I think, to be honest, I think a lot of people already got hit by Warlord's heavy finishers because you could delay them really well, and they do a shinto ton of damage. And most of the time, you don't really want to interrupt hyper armor anyways. I mean, just take a look at Raider. You try doing that, you're gonna take full frontal heavies to the face. Okay, Centurion also got a huge buff as well. So with this, I've been asking this for years, and it always felt very clunky when he wasn't able to chain his bash on a miss. Now he can do that. So if he misses his chain heavies, he can now decide to use a bash pretty much like every single other character that has been getting it. Just take a look at Warden. That's basically how Centurion is going to be now. So after a finisher heavy attack, he can now go into his bash, make him much stronger in his chain offense. Kyoshin's forward top heavy unblockable within his Kaze stance is now reduced stamina. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think it really needed that. However, I will say that now you can spam it a lot more so with indicators, so it's going to be good for ganks. I really wish that they would just increase his stamina usage while holding his Kaze stance, because it's just oppressive and annoying to deal with when Kyoshin can just do that 24/7. So I think this could be a good change when it comes to fighting people and not using your stamina 24/7, but when it comes to ganks, it's going to be more annoying to deal with. Zhanhu also got a damage nerf. Heavy finishers now deal 28 damage from 32. I think this is in line with every single other hero, and as you can see within all the other nerfs that we've been getting, damage is going to be lowered significantly, especially with heroes that have really good hitboxes on their heavy finishers that are unblockable. Now this is a big nerf for Shinobi because dodge kicks now pin for 800 MS down from 1100. So essentially you just don't get hits done for as long as you used to. Good change, because I think this was really tedious, especially if a Shinobi hits you while you're in revenge. It would take years for him to finish his animation and for you to get back so you can actually attack people. So really good changes in my opinion for the Shinobi nerf. And moving on over to the Pirate nerfs. Yes, Pirate did get nerfed quite again, and unfortunately I think these nerfs are good, but I don't think they're the right nerfs to be giving Pirate, because once you remove certain aspects about her, which I want to, which is removing the dodge cancel recoveries after a dodge attack, all these nerfs kind of bring her down a lot more so than they need to be, but let's just quickly go over it. Walk the Plank, which is our unblockable heavy, deals 24 damage down for 27. This is good because, one, the 24 damage after the Walk the Plank, you can also do a Pistol Blast right afterwards, so that makes her deal like freaking 32 damage as her Walk the Plank attack, and now it deals 24, adding 5 damage with the Pistol Blast. That's going to be 29 damage, so that's going to be pretty good. Walk the Plank also feeds 30 Revenge. Cavalier Dance now deals 12 damage, which is good, so now the dodge attack won't deal as much damage, which is nice. Lower the damage on that is fine, because she does get a Pistol Blast after that as well, adding another 5 damage and hits done. And Chain Link timings from all attacks that lead to Pistol Blast on miss are now 300 up from 200 MS. So that means you can't delay that Pistol Blast anymore for ganks and stuff. I mean, you can delay it to an extent, but you can't delay it as much because it's tedious. It's like doing a triple light with Shaolin or doing the double light and delaying those attacks for ganks with Shinobi. So those are very tedious, and standardizing that is a good thing in my opinion. So for 1v1s, this is not that big of a deal, but for 4v4 where she really shines in team fights, that is gonna nerf her a lot in my opinion. But if you're playing careful and you're playing around your dumb teammates, it really shouldn't matter that much. All you gotta do is pretty much external your attacks. I mean, this makes Pirate want to use her finisher heavy attacks a lot more, so not the unblockable ones, but just the normal heavies. Those ones are already one of the best heavies in the entire game because of the trajectories. So overall, I think these are good nerfs, but I kind of feel like they also are nerfing the wrong aspects about her kit, and they aren't nerfing the parts that make her annoying hero in my opinion. Alright, a lot of people are going to be happy or sad about this because I think a lot of players do play Raider, but his stamina pool has been reduced to 120 down from 130, so that means you essentially can't throw out another heavy and a light attack or another unblockable zone attack. So this is pretty good for when it comes to standardizing the game, and the damage values have just been decreased significantly. If you take a look at Jane June from the last nerf, this is essentially what Raider is getting. All of his damage values are reduced by 3 or 2 points, and that's not bad at all. I think this is a little bit more in line with everybody else. Since he already has huge hitboxes, he has hyper armor 24/7, he already has so much utility with his ganks, and he's pretty good at anti-ganking too, so I think this is fine. It doesn't really affect him too much if you're already decent with the character, and you can just pretty much throw out heavies 24/7 and have decent offense. I mean, actually not decent, it's amazing offense 24/7. Now these Peacekeeper changes, I feel like they're slowly making her into a very mobile hero. Now this, you guys know how to let me know, because I don't play as much Peacekeeper as I want to, because I love her fashion. However, she's just hard to play in Dominion because reflex guard, to be honest, and just a lot of reflex guard. That's all I have to say. So sidestep strike now has 4 MS recovery on miss. So basically her dodge attack recoveries are much better. Before, you would just get guard broken if someone dodged your dodge attack, which is weird, and standardizing this is really nice. The recoveries on all of her attacks are just basically getting better. Each changes, each buffs that she has gotten has just been recovery stuff, so they're bringing her up in line, and they're also making her a little bit faster. She basically keeps getting recovery changes 24/7, so I mean, this is going to be decent for target swapping and going for an attack, and then dodge attacking to get into a different position to avoid unblockables, maybe even dodgeables. However, I don't know if this is the best thing for her, because I think she just needs better offense, because this is more in line with just making her a really evasive unit without actually having any pressure. So unless they give her something new, like a bash or something, like a Rochi's kick or something, I don't think this is going to be too much of a big deal. It'll be good for like making her more mobile and make her more like a mosquito, dodging around 24/7 like Shinobi. However, I don't think it's going to make her that strong. I mean, the only good thing I can say about this is that she'll still be Peacekeeper, and they won't add 24/7 unblockables or undodgeables on her kit, which is nice. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I think these are decent changes for her, and I think they're a little bit scared to change her entire identity. Alright, Nuxia changes her deflect. God, thank you. Thank you so much. Deflect is now unblockable, and it deals 20 damage. It used to deal a lot more so, but this is fine since it's guaranteed now, and it's kind of in line with the rest of the deflects right now in the game, except for Gladiators, of course, but now it's guaranteed. And let's see, I don't think they let us know that it interrupts hyper armor, which is weird since they messed around with their deflect. However, this is still guaranteed, so that's a good thing, but this is like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, because deflects with the Orochi are already guaranteed. So I hope they adjust that. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Good changes for deflects, guarantee it. It'll affect heroes like Kyoshin, who could mess around with her, and also Aramusha, who could also blockade that with stuff. So it's just, this hero is going to be less of a joke because she's actually going to get some decent changes with the deflect at least. Crescent Jab and Crescent Step are now enhanced, so those are going to be our dodge attacks. These are just recovery changes, and I don't think they're that big of a deal. I just feel like the deflect is good because her traps, I can't really react to her traps consistently, especially if I'm just playing this game for fun. I'm just going to be messing around talking to people on stream, or just making commentary and trying to be stupid and funny at the same time, and just trying to be a box. However, her weapon trajectories for her side heavy attacks are much better, and they say they match their weapon visuals, but basically what they're trying to say is the hitboxes are much better. So good changes for Nuxia overall. I feel like they still need to do a huge rework on her kit, because it's kind of wonky, it's kind of clunky, traps are a little bit weird. Make it so that, you know, emotes and just being unlocked from her traps actually do work and act like as an unblockable of sorts, or just a similar fashion, because right now, if you're not even locked onto her, she doesn't even deal damage with traps. But she does have huge clutch potential if you're actually fighting her 1v1s, and you can't deal with traps consistently. So, however, I think for now, Nuxia is hopefully going to be in the reworks next. And the last thing I want to talk about is the Tiandi rework. Now, Valkyrie rework, they say they're essentially going to keep it and make it go live when the new patch comes out, which is, I believe, next week on December 15th. But quickly, let's just go over some of the changes they reverted on Tiandi. And I said this before on my last Tiandi rework video, is that, you know how the dodge attack was incredibly fast, and the timing to use the undodgeable light within the dodge attack was hard to input as well. You had to do it before the animation was going to finish, and the finishing the animation was really quick, so you had to be really fast and snap your fingers or your thumb incredibly quick. But right now, they decided to revert it and make it much slower, just like the live version, which I'm really happy about. I asked for this in the video, and I'm super glad they listened to us, because it just looked terrible in my opinion. You know, I'm glad they were able to see how bad it looked, even though it was way more viable. And if they made a light attack or something like that with the dodge attack changes, every dodge attack being a light attack parry, like that would be interesting. But I'm glad they finally listened to us on those changes, because it looks way more smoother. I would prefer having nice animations than having an incredibly viable hero with amazing dodge attacks, because it was good for repositioning too, and so is the live version. So thank the Emperor for actually being able to keep the good animations that he was made and built with the beautiful art team that decided to create him. So thank the Emperor for actually keeping good-looking animations, even though they aren't incredibly viable. I think they have some uses and some utility, but they're not going to be like chain spam unblockable 24/7. That's reserved for his kick mix-up. And speaking of that, his kick mix-up, he can also now be able to feint it and also dodge cancel into it. Before, you could only feint it and then remove the dodge cancel aspect of it, which a lot of people disagreed with because it felt like he couldn't flow as well, and it had some utility within trying to mix people up and save or conserve stamina, which is nice. But now they're allowing you to dodge cancel, which is beautifully, because I like to do a dodge cancel into a bash. And they also decided to revert the changes for his forward dodge heavy attack, which is okay. I don't think this is the hugest deal, but this is a nice change for Tiandi, and I'm really happy that, you know, Tiandi's going to feel a lot stronger, but still keep some of the core qualities about his kit that we all really enjoy and love. And that's pretty much all the important things that I saw in the Warriors Den today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. What do you guys think about all the reworks and the changes, the nerfs, all of that good stuff happening next week? These are really big changes, and I'm glad they're focusing a lot on these balance decisions. Instead of, I don't even really care about the new hero right now. I just want new animations and giving old animations back to characters, in my opinion. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. And more For Honor videos coming out soon. So thank you for watching, everybody. Hope to see you beautiful souls very, very soon. You made it to the end of the video. Bye-bye. See you later.